Live from a kitchen in Las Vegas, it's Keto Cooking. Okay, got a small piece of beef shoulder, decent price on it. But you know what I noticed? I mean, because the meat prices are so high, okay, I've noticed that when they put the price tag on it, they are sort of marking it on that and on the plastic. You get an idea what I'm talking about? Okay, because people have been switching price tags. At the register, nobody really pays attention to it. So they could probably take this price right here and peel it off with nobody watching and put it on a more expensive cut of meat, and they would get charged that. So this is what they've been doing. Good idea. I mean, you know, for the store so they don't get ripped off. But I mean, even this piece right here for $37, a lot of money. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it down. Probably going to cut this one long ways. I don't know. I'm debating this right now. How I want to do it. If I want to cut it a little bit smaller, a little thinner, and make it into pepper steak or something of that nature. Because it's just me and Marie. All right, now, what knife to use? Okay, I have my boning knife right here, my curved boning knife. Also, I have the straight boning knife. And I got my real old boning knife, just from the restaurant days. It's seen better days, but I keep an edge on it. All right, now talking about keeping edges on things, I have a grinder, a knife sharpener, for many years now. Okay, now, do you use this all the time? I don't, because what it'll do, it will wear your knife down to where you don't want it to be, especially as much as I use the knives these days. It doesn't pay. So what I do is, if they get really, like this one here, okay, if you can see the wear and tear on this, I still got some time on it, all right, but you know, I mean, the edge came off it, if you can see that. I mean, so I still play with this. This one I use for boning, especially on pork, you know, pork shoulder and stuff like that. Breaking down bigger cuts of meat, I use these, and believe me, they're razor sharp. So, use this if they're really dull, because you got the coarse grind on this side, and then you got the finer grind on this side for both sides. Okay, and yeah, it works, but I don't use it all the time, because what I normally do is, now you can use a steel, like this one here. Okay, this is older than, I think, I don't know. But this is old also, so this might be a little worn. And what you would do is with this, now see, I'm left-handed, so I would have to do it this way, okay? And what you're doing is, you're taking the knife up to the steel, and you're holding it on an angle. And what you're doing is, you're taking off the wire. It's the sharpest end on a knife. If you use a grinder or any other kind of thing, it puts what they call a wire on here. You want to knock that off. You want to make that nice and sharp on here. But I'm going to show you something better. Right here. Finishing stone. You can Amazon it. This came with one of my hunting knives. I've had this for a long time. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this knife right here. I'm trying to get a better picture for you. So, I hope we can see this. Now, if you look, I'm trying to get up close to it. Now, you can see there's a gap between the stone and the blade. So what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can do this without getting stitches. Okay, if you can see that. So what you want to do is you want to close, I'll do it this way here better. What you want to do is you want to close that gap. So either twist the knife in or the stone, and that's just what you want to do. You just want to roll it, push it once or twice. Do the same thing to the other side. Close the gap. Okay, so it's better to do it down on a flat, okay, and you can actually get a better, now that's what keeps these knives razor sharp. I had somebody ask me to show them how I keep my knife short. Same thing with this one, okay. Close the gap, and you can actually hear taking some of the burrs off. Now I do this every time, especially if I'm slicing already cooked meat. You can actually shave with this. That's how sharp it is. Okay, let's get cutting some meat. Now to keep a stable cutting surface, I put a towel down, and what I've been doing is I've been putting a pan down just to catch anything else that would, blood running or whatever, or the juice from it, and into a pan. Easier cleanup. You still can bleach everything off, clean it with vinegar, however way you want to do it. But then also I put a damp paper towel down, and there we go. I mean, it's not going to go too far. Okay, into a clean sink, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of boneless shoulder, all right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. Now, I washed everything that I cut up to be put away. I'm going to show you something here. See this right here? That's all tacky, okay, and that is some of the spray that they put on here to keep it red for the store. Mostly it's nitrogen. So this is pretty fresh cut. I think the expiration date is in January. So let's see. Yeah, matter of fact, the sell-by date is January 2nd. So we've got almost about 3 weeks on this. But you still want to clean it. You still want to get all this crap off it, because look at the bottom here. Look at all that. We don't want that. I'm going to put that in. And this is what I'm talking about. See how it splatters all over the place? So I'm going to take this, rinse it all off, get it to the point where I'm comfortable with it, as far as not feeling tacky. And if there was any kind of bacteria that would grow on this, right now we're trying to wash it off. Now, if it's a bad cut of meat, or so to say E. coli or something, I don't know. I have no clue. So, paper towel. Let's get all this junk cleaned up here before the boss sees me. Now, I'm going to pat this as dry as I can get it. Okay. Now, get the bottom. Okay, now this is a shoulder cut. It's a very, very tough cut of meat. Okay, now you can see how this grain runs through it here. This would be more than likely the most tenderest part of it. Okay, there and here, and this looks like it's kind of tough. But the way we cook things up here, this will either get, like I said before, into pepper steak, or as a London broil, slice it down. So I'm deciding now how I want to cut this, and just going to take a little bit of this meat off. I mean, this fat that. This stuff right here, actually, if you were to cook this whole thing, this would tighten up almost like a tendon type of thing, and you can see some. Well, I'm going right around the corner here. So what you want to do is you want to pull it up. I like to take my finger around it and just make nice, easy cuts along the way, so you can see exactly where you're going with the cut. I'm staying right along with the meat on here. And I'm just spinning it around. Okay, get another grip on it. And you might take a little bit of meat with you, but okay, let's just get most of this junk off. Okay, so now we just went around the whole piece here. Now that's tough chewing right there. If you could slice this up with a steak and didn't take it off, it would actually ruin your dinner as far as eating a tough cut of meat. So that's garbage. And Trying to keep my... Now you can use the straight knife with this. This curved knife right here, I like better because you're only going to be using a certain point in a part of it. So there again. Get this out of here. Now if you were to cook this whole thing as a roast, I would do this too rare, and then this you can make into roast beef sandwiches and stuff like that. So get some of that silver skin off. This stuff here I'm going to leave on a little bit. Get a couple. That's these pieces here for the chef. Okay. Now make the decision of how you're going to want to do this. Definitely want to take the silver skin off. There again, grab it. Very hard to grab. Okay, and just try to stay as tight to the membrane itself. And if you gouge it, don't worry about it. I mean, you're not putting it out on the shelf to sell it. You're going to eat it. That's not good. This will actually tighten up on the meat. In other words, when you cook it, it will tighten up on here, and you'll see the meat bulge on there, and it's tough. Okay, so I decided to cut it this way, okay, so that when you eat it, you'll be cutting against the grain. Now this grain runs, like I said, this is the more tender part. But this one here, you see the grain running this way. So if I cut it this way and then we can slice it down once we cook it. So these are going to be like London broil, basically. So I'm going to probably try to get 3 out of it, and then towards the end, I'm going to cut these up very thin, and then use that for little steaks or for a steak sandwich or whatever, you know. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your... Try to keep it even all the way along, so it's just about the same length, width. Okay. Now, this piece of grizzle right here is very, very tough. Okay, so like I said, this is a muscle. So now when we cook this, all right, cook it down, we'll be able to slice it this way against the grain and make that a little bit more tender. So that when I do cook it, I will take this off, this part here. All right, that's number 1. Let's get everything. So we want about maybe 1.5 inches we went maybe. And that's why you need a really good sharp knife to do this, and it's not hard to obtain. If you now see me hitting that metal there, that's not doing the knife justice. So I'll have to slice this one, sharpen this one back up again. Boy, if I could talk. I'm going to get one more small one. So now these cuts are fine for me and Marie. Not really a problem. I get too close to that edge there. Okay, so we'll let me put this somewhere. Okay, so now this piece here, I'm going to I got most of the silver skin off. This piece here I'm going to take, and I'm just going to cut it in half. Okay, so flip it over like that. Make some nice little steaks like this. Now you can either hammer these out, make them a little bit bigger. It's just enough so you can cook it, sear it up. chef's cut. Okay. Two, three, four. I'll make a little cube steak with this. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do today with the chef's cuts. I'm going to make a little dinner out of it. So I'll just cut these up here. Okay, so out of a 7.5 pound beef shoulder, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals out of it. Actually 6, because I'm going to be cooking this today. These little cube steaks here. This is going to get cooked for the Sunday dinner chef. So look out for that one there. So there you go. I mean, $37. All right. Here you have right here. I'm sorry, it was, just a little over 7 pounds. Yeah, not a bad price. So now, what we do is the way we're packing this is we are going to be vacuum sealing them, and they're going to get into a separate freezer bag, another bag, or just a bag that we can keep all this stuff in. That'll fit. I mean, haven't bought wine in a while, but we're going to use this, okay? And what we'll do is we'll staple this to this bag here, just because of all the recalls and stuff like that. So if there is a recall, I have my barcode here, and if they say 2 or 3 weeks down the road that, hey, guess what, this a shoulder cut, all right, was contaminated with E. coli, salmonella, whatever. All right, so we have it here, and also we're saving your receipts. All these recalls, they're kind of vague on what they're doing as far as if you're getting your money's worth or not, or just throwing the meat out is kind of absurd. So this goes into an envelope. Everything that we buy, that we pack in freezer bags and vacuum seal bags, and this will go on the outside of the bag. Okay, that was just a quick one here. I wanted to show you exactly how to sharpen your knives. When you're cutting up stuff, you want to use a straight blade. When you're going around a bone or trying to trim fat, you can use a curved one. Or if you really need to get into the bone pretty good, use this very ultra boning knife here. This one is one of my favorites. I have this for many years. But there they are, right there. Keeping them sharp. Get yourself a finishing stone, okay, just to take the edges off. And there you go. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Tom Garber, the Keto Cook. Check back next Wednesday for another great keto meal.